harvesting the chemical compound from human children, drinking their blood to ingest adrenochrome because it has some sort of elixir of life properties. Is that right?
Yes.
When a witch has a coven, it's normally a small thing. Witches' covens are normally 3 to 7 people. When it becomes thousands, it's called a hive. Y'all are part of that lady beehive?
Beyoncé's reign as the head witch in Hollywood might be ending sooner than she thought, because some industry whistleblowers are already exposing her. And baby, the things they are saying are some of the most disturbing things you've heard in your life. They claim that Beyoncé has allegedly been unaliving people's kids and using their blood as her potion to remain youthful. These allegations about celebrities doing these extreme things to remain young ain't new, but no one expected for Beyoncé to be on that list. Talk less of her being the head priestess herself. Word on the street is Madonna was the head witch for the longest time. Not Beyoncé snatched that crown a while ago and took it to new heights. The Beyoncé witchcraft allegations recently came back up again when her ex-drummer of 8 years, Kimberly Thompson, suddenly dropped out of the On the Run Tour 2 in 2018 and accused Beyoncé of using extreme witchcraft behind the scenes. Mind you, Kimberly had been working with Beyoncé for almost a decade at that point, so people noticed her absence when they weren't seeing her on stage anymore, and the allegations she made only made things worse. It's one thing for Beyoncé to get accused of witchcraft, but when that accusation is coming from someone who has spent that much time with her, it is bound to have people talking. Kimberly even filed a whole restraining order against Beyoncé, claiming that Beyoncé had allegedly sent people to her house to threaten her.
Guys, I cannot make this stuff up. Beyoncé's ex-drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyoncé. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances, She's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge harassment campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She sought a restraining order in the past. It got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me? And, you know, I was just at the Beyonce concert last week in Houston. It was definitely a religious experience.
What the girl cats? A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her while she was asleep, you know, snacking on his people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too, which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. She was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band.
I definitely did that to definitely be so clear to cut the cord that I don't want to have anything to do with this person at all. I don't want to work with them. I'm even embarrassed that I have worked with them because it's literally shattered everything that I've tried to build after doing that work in my life. So if I have always said when I was a kid, I never would want to regret anything, but this I regret. I regret that we ever worked together because it's turned my life completely upside down. She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress into a mature woman and work with other people, build other great entities and statues and trophies that develop in the arts world and music. She's just been a savage, stealing my intellectual property, stealing my ideas, just basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have had up to current. That be in my own independent career, establishing my own company, my own music, relationships, whether it be business partnerships, personal relationships. So I've had to do a lot of work, a lot of practice of self-love. I know that, I was that kid that grew up and always did the right things and always studied really hard and always did a lot for whoever I was working for and the company. And, that time has come and passed over and over again. And it's just been a nightmare to try to move on and do other things with other people without it getting totally destroyed. The other people I've worked with that have been on a plateau have been paid to fire me. I found this out, and then it just kept happening. So it was a pattern. get really excited about something, you build it up.
But get this, Kimberly isn't the only one who was once in Beyoncé's camp that has since quit and then later come out to expose her for this demonic mess. At some point, everyone cannot be telling the same lie. Her former dancer, Khadijah Shari, accused her of allegedly paying people to kidnap her child and SA her as punishment for not joining the demonic cult. She made this explosive post on Instagram that said, "Are you serious? You called for my child to be sad? You evil witch. At Essence, check on my child. I'm about to blow this through the roof. Beyoncé, you went too far. You gotta be kidding me. I'm the child you offed to be a star. You forgot? You were only supposed to be a star on the tree, giving orders of take out. Never went with your stardom. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career, not with my goddaughter. I'll blow your world up." It was around this same time that the YouTube blogger Storm Monroe also spilled the tea about Beyoncé taking the crown from Madonna as the new high-ranking priestess in Hollywood.
Guys know Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high-ranking witch. Okay. How many people have come out and said, "Hey, shit, my cat started dying. Beyonce did this to me. I saw Beyonce do that." Like this is nothing new. Okay, but you got to understand when it comes to Illuminati, to this industry, one person replaces the other. Madonna's old. Madonna is almost done, and Madonna is a very high-ranking witch. She is a high priestess. That's just pretty much what it is. Of course, the main thing Madonna practices is Kabbalah, but then there's different versions of Kabbalah, just like there's different versions of African spirituality. But then I also believe that in addition to African spirituality, I do believe that Beyonce is into dark magic and black magic as well, her and Jay-Z. And we're just gonna leave it at that.
Storm wasn't even the first to bring up the Oshun worship allegations. It actually started with her infamous yellow dress that she wore during the Lemonade era. That dress and the music video had a lot of Oshun symbolism, and people were quick to catch it. Folks started looking into this mess more because at this point, it was clear as day that these celebrities have been throwing hints of their demonic activities in our faces. We just don't realize it. I mean, Beyoncé, for example, seemingly gave us a hint of her alleged witchcraft all the way back in her Destiny Child days, but we didn't realize it. Y'all remember that alter ego of hers called Sasha Fierce? The one she used to talk about so much back in the day? Well, while people were doing their digging, they came across this article in which Beyoncé confessed to Sasha Fierce being more than just an alter ego. She seemingly admitted to it being a demon that possessed her temporarily every time she wanted to perform. She said, "Right before I performed for the BET Awards, I raised my hands and it was the first time I felt something else come into me. I knew that was going to be my coming out night at the award show." In fact, word on the street is that it isn't just Beyoncé practicing witchcraft in her family. Yes, girl. They said her sister Solange is also into that stuff. In fact, Solange pretty much exposed herself when she posting her altar on Instagram. She posted it as a threat to Nicki Minaj, when Nicki was going off on Jay-Z for supposedly owing her $200 million. People claim Solange posted the altar as a warning to Nicki to stop talking, or she was going to put an irreversible curse on her. Even prophetess Tiffany Montgomery, who used to be a big fan of both Jay-Z and Beyoncé, went viral back in 2024 when this clip of her condemning Beyoncé and Jay-Z went viral. She said Beyoncé was a witch, and that Jay-Z's name was actually a shortened way of calling him Jehovah.
About any of you who are going to Beyonce's concert, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. How dare you call yourself a Christian? I don't care what pastor you got that is okay with it. I don't care what pastor you got that think it's cool. I don't care what pastor you got that's singing along to their song. Why you think that man called himself Jehovah? It was short for Jehovah.
The popular Bible teacher Jackie Hill Perry also went off on Beyoncé, claiming that she also used to be a Beyoncé fan, but after learning more about the witchcraft Bey is mixed in, she pulled the plug and saw her for who she truly was. I realized after doing some research since Lemonade, Beyoncé has centered false deities and embodied them. In Lemonade, when she comes out with the yellow dress on and the water and all the things, she becomes or tries to embody these false gods and the worship of ancestors. I felt some type of way because I didn't know how blind I I was, because I liked the music so much that I didn't have discernment. The music made witchcraft beautiful, and that's the problem. Apparently, Beyoncé doesn't just use this witchcraft to stay successful. She also uses it to stay youthful. I'm sure all of y'all have heard those rumors of these celebrities unaliving people's kids and drinking their red fluid to stay youthful. Well, allegedly, Beyoncé is right there on that list as well.
Well, the conspiracy theory is Hollywood, liberal elites, and Hillary Clinton are murdering children in ritual sacrifices, harvesting the chemical compound from human children, drinking their blood to ingest adrenochrome because it has some sort of elixir of life properties. Is that right?
Yes.
Cabal of global elites are draining this chemical compound from small children and is doing so in the basement of a Washington, D.C. pizza parlor called Comet Ping Pong. This idea spurred in some ways from emails from the John Podesta hack during the 2016 election cycle.
Girl, this entire situation is a hot mess. And if these allegations are true, then Beyoncé needs to be investigated. It's one thing to do witchcraft, but when people's kids are on the line because of it, the police need to get involved. One person said, just look at Beyoncé's eyes. They are no longer soft looking. Her eyes are very dark, as in evil dark. Her appearance has changed, no matter how beautiful the apparel is. Another person said, Beyoncé called herself the Oshun Queen. To my Yoruba people, in fact, to all my Nigerians, you know that is not a joke. She is declaring deities over her life, and she's letting you know the things she operates out of. No Christians should be listening to her music. But now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Beyoncé getting exposed for practicing witchcraft? And do you think she's really messing with kids to stay young? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.